Crap. Damn it. Damn it. Dude, I totally messed that up. I totally messed that up. I'm so sorry. I just fucking, like, I don't know why I fucking, like, accidentally pressed the fucking, like, end stream button. I feel bad now. Can I go back and share the link? Hold on. Damn, I don't think so. Okay. Well, help people get back. I totally messed up. Sorry about that. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everybody. Damn it. Damn it. I will do anything. Cassie's like, you're just proving your point that you will do anything to do a peeper, even in the stream. I know. I'm sorry. I totally messed up. I literally just, like, I just clicked the button, like, end stream. And I'm like, for some reason in my mind, I'm like, that was mute. So, like, I don't know. Help people come back. Help people come back. Give them the new link in the chat. If it's still up, please. Help people come back. That's funny. What do you do? Just laugh. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm just like... And now I have to pee and... That's gonna be such a funny ending to, like, leave up. Because I'm gonna leave both parts up, obviously, but it's... That was ridiculous. Damn it! Help people come back. Come back. Come back, people. Nah. Cassidy's clipping it, please. Cap, like, the return, too. Like, make it a... Like, put it together. Like, the end, and then, like, the beginning of the new one. I'm so sorry, everybody. Alright. Help people come in, please. Like, I feel so bad. I'm like, I lost my audience. There was, like, plenty of people in the chat. I lost them. I lost my audience. Oh, the agony. The horror. The horror. Mark, thank you for coming back. Oh my god. Mark says, my kid brother had to hit his knees and tried to pee in a soda cup. When we were kids, we couldn't do it with all the tents. In a soda cup? Long car trip? You just stuff the end of your bird in, like, a container and hope for the best. I have squatted to pee in some of the, like, craziest places. One time, there was literally just one time where I actually had to shit in a camping place, but out in the wilderness. And not because they didn't have bathrooms. They did have outdoor bathrooms, but the inside of the bathroom was so infested with spiders. I'm like, no, I can't even walk in there. Even for somebody who, like, spiders don't bug me, I'm like, they're so, like, it was like their fortress. Like, I'm like, there was so many. They were, like, in the porta potty and, like, everything. So I took a shit outside. The problem is it was in the morning and it was really cold. So I couldn't dig into the ground. So I just went down into a dry riverbed and I just took a shit on the ground. and, you know, wiped and everything. And then, like, I just stood up and turned around and just, like, I don't know. It's really funny. It was, like, such a weird experience, first of all, shitting out in the woods, crouching in the wilderness, shitting directly on the ground. And then I turn around and I'm just, like, gesturing at my poo, like, well, there it is. It's like fucking, it's like a piece of art. Just there. I can't fucking cover it because the ground's, like, frozen. So, I mean, somewhere in the world, there's a pile of my shit out in the open. Anyways, now I actually have to pee. Please help your fellow people come back. Please message people to come back into our new chat and stuff like that. I can't believe I accidentally ended that. I feel so bad I accidentally ended the stream. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why? There's only 3 people in here. It's over. We're done. Maybe if I just, like, close. Thank you, Lee, for coming back. I need to just, like, I don't know. Families of the South. Cassie's like, my ex had to shit on the side of the road on a road trip once. I will pee anywhere. I have no shame. Even now, like, that I'm out, like, as non-binary, like, there's some times where I'm a little afraid, but at this point, I'm just, like, move. Like, if there's, like, a long line to the ladies' room, I'm like, I'm going into the men's, and I love it when they all just stare at me. It's like, what are you gonna do? Box me. Box me, bitch. Speaking of boxing, tomorrow, I am so motherfucking excited for a, what's it, what am I trying to say? Jan, what are you trying to say? So it's Creator Clash tomorrow. If you don't know what Creator Clash is, Creator Clash, this is their 2nd year running. The first year was last year, and this is a professional, not like super uber professional, but like a very, like, it's a new event that they're going to do yearly, but they're doing it as professionally as possible, and they're doing a really good job, and they're keeping the ball rolling. So Creator Clash is a boxing competition between creators on YouTube and, like, TikTok creators and stuff like that. And so you can get tickets to go to the real place, but also I bought a ticket to watch it through stream. So Creator Clash, boxing event. They have all the player matchups. I don't know if you, like, if any of you, like, recognize these people. Maybe you watch some of these content creators. See, I know some of them because I'm a little bit, like, content crazy. Oh, hey, good night, Rand. Thank you so much for coming. So anyways, we got iDubbbz, who's like him and his girlfriend or wife or whatever are the ones like that arrange all this. So he's up against like Alex Wasabi. There's John Hennigan against Morenstein. And some of these you might know, some of these you might not know. Michelle versus Andrea. This, that, and the other. But here's the fight like I'm going for down here, which is my man AB from H3H3 podcast against Dad, also known as Nathan Barnett. Nathan, Dad, this content creator, Nathan Barnett, he's really crazy. Like, he's a really crazy guy. So, like, it's going to be really interesting. But AB has also been training, like, for quite a long time. AB did participate in the Creator Clash last year, but AB lost because, I mean, he did a really good job, but it was, like, his first time. But now I feel like he's, like, way better prepared. So I'm excited to see him up against Dad. So yeah, so my bets is on AB. Also, I'm excited. I mean, I want to see everybody else fight too, but then I'm really excited because we got commentary by Moist Critical, Charlie. I love Charlie. Jack Skeptici, he's also really good. We got, but he's being the pre and post show host. We got Markiplier, who's doing pre and post show host. Isfond, pre-fight interviews. Tony Jeffries on commentary. Wade Planone's on commentary. And motherfucking Chills. Like, of all motherfucking people, I don't know if you all watch, like, the scariest ghost videos on the internet. And it's Chills. Like, my name is Chills. Here's the best of the scariest videos on things. So he's doing post-fight interviews. Amaranth is a fucking goddess. She's doing pre-fight interviews. National Anthem performer Super Mega, I don't know about them. And the in-ring announcer is Verissimo. I've seen some of his content before. Yeah, Cassie's like, Chills, finally a name I've heard. My name is Chills. So anyway, so this is Creator Clash. It's an actual, like, proper organized boxing match between content creators, because, you know, content creators, they always have beef and stuff, and then they're like, oh, why don't you box me, so finally they're putting together this, like, you know, thing. But it's not like they're just chaotically organizing this. Like, iDubbbz and his wife or his girlfriend, they actually sit down and they take a lot of time to match up people against other people that is fair. Like, there's a lot of science that goes on to this. So it's not just like a super crazy, yeah, they're really gonna fight. Like, they're really gonna box. So it's a well organized sporting event. It's not like they're just taking content creators, throwing them in the ring and having them just punch each other, like, for the fuck of it. So, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, they're really gonna fight. So, Hyperion Fantasy, I don't know, like, I'm sorry, I don't want to I don't want to make you sad, but, like, there is such thing as proper organized fighting. I am into it. I think it's good when it's like, that's too manly for me, not for me, babe. I'm gonna be, like, so fucking manly. And by the way, I personally, I'm not into boxing matches. I'm not into, like, wrestling. I'm not into that. But I want to watch this because I think it's going to be excited. So these are people that, like, really do, like, respect each other in the end. So, like, for example, AB, my man, that I'm, like, voting for right here in the red, he lost this match last year. But both him and his proponent got on live stream afterwards, and they were hugging and they were shaking hands, and they were just like, you know, everybody trains really hard and everybody trains to abide by certain rules, you know, and regulations to make it safe for everybody. So this is meant to take content creator clash as something that's chaotic and ridiculous and organize it into something like a proper match. So you're good. Yeah, well, I paid for this, okay? Tomorrow I'm going to be on my couch with some beers. I'm going to be screaming and shouting for my man AB right here. This is the fight I wanted to do, but I also want to see good, clean fights between everybody else. So I am excited for Creative Clash. That's what I want to do. Anyways, let's get on to this other sovereign citizen. You're laughing. Just like, I don't know, I'm like the like fisticuffs. Oh, by Jove, boy, you got your fisticuffs. Defend yourself. Defend yourself, by good Jove. I think of like that old-timey like boxing mentality. So I'm doing Creator Clash tomorrow and I'm gonna be so fucking excited. So anyways, let's get on to more sovereign citizens.
The bad guys are trying to extort us and get money from us.
Pops, thank you so much, Lee. Pops from regular. I love regular shows so much. Oh, yes.
So you need to be really good, okay?
Alright, bud, I'm asking you to turn the vehicle off and step out for me. Listen, I'm playing.
Nope, I need captions. I can barely like hear.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Attorney Mike Graff. I'm coming to you from Chicago as usual. I'm going with the summer background here, just because it's so nasty. It makes me feel better somehow. But today we're just doing a fun one. I wanted to do an old-fashioned sovereign citizen traffic stop. I got this from Tones Overthinks It. He does a really nice job with the video. I put a link to it in the description below, along with a link to his channel. I recommend it. Go over there, subscribe. He does a nice job with it, but I just took it out. I just took the clip because I want to have our own fun with it. It's a good one. It's not very long and it's very entertaining.
From like across
so
the room.
let's get this party started. Nice to see you all.
Ow.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Don't make Oscar beg. It's rude.
Oscar.
The bad guys are trying to extort us and get money from us, so you need to be really good, okay?
The bad guys are gonna try and get us and extort money from us, so you gotta be good, okay? Says this man to the child in the car. Great example there, dude. Yes, I mean, here's the hard part about sovereign citizens. There's some elements about what they say that I agree with. The government is corrupt. Police are fucking bullshit. Okay, police are literally designed to be fucking assholes. And there's some good points there. However, these specific people, these sovereign citizens, are Karens of the law system, and they don't accomplish the goals that they set out to accomplish. They're not getting their message heard because they're too argumentative. And it's just, you know, it's just like stupid ass white people.
Alright, bud, I'm asking you to turn the vehicle off and step out for me. Listen, I'm placing you under arrest for operating a motor vehicle.
I'm not operating a motor vehicle. This is my private vessel.
So there's not going to be an option.
Yes, my favorite argument. I am not operating a vehicle. I am operating a private vessel.
This is my private vessel. Leave me be. Go away.
Florida, okay?
What's the state of...
No, dude, your dick is a private vessel. Your car is something that is overseen by the fucking state.
Florida? I've never met the state of Florida. I've never agreed to your rules. Okay, look.
You're under arrest.
I am not tired. I am not under arrest. I am over arrest. I do not understand.
I am
anything that you're saying.
What the fuck does that mean? I'm not under arrest. I'm over arrest. What the hell does that even fucking mean?
I do not understand. No, I do not understand anything that you're saying. I do not. I'm not resisting.
Yes, you are.
I'm not resisting anything. This is my.
Take your hand up. I can't see your hand, man.
I'll put my hands where I darn well please. These are my hands.
I'm sorry, is there a child in the car right now, as he was talking to earlier? Because at this point, I think this man is totally upsetting the child.
They belong to me. They're in my property. No, I will not allow you to impose your rules on me today. This is my property. What's your name?
Officer Zabetka with
What's your? All right. What's your first name?
I don't. Officer Z Zabetka with
What's your name? What is it? What's your name? Okay, listen, you guys, I'm a man. Okay, you're a man, and I will sue.
The premise. I am not operating a vehicle, or not driving a car. I'm traveling in my private vessel. That's the argument. I'm not driving a car. I am traveling in my personal vessel. And then the next thing is that they cannot, the police, in your warped sovereign logic, the police cannot refer to you as an official title such as sir or anything by your government ID. They have to refer to you by your actual name, your common name, which is, you make the argument, I am a man. I am not yeah, I'm a citizen, but I'm a man, and I don't agree to any specific state laws.
Sue you. I will sue you if you cause damage to my private property.
Oh, I know this one's made the rounds, and it's just a great clip. I like it because it's so satisfying. You probably all know how it ends. I think I put it in the title even, but it's so good. But this is my favorite. Was they always claim they're going to sue somebody, and there's two possibilities there. One, they're going to sue them in a regular court, which would imply that they actually do believe in the rule of law, which is not what he means here. What he means here is that he is going to take him to his common law court, which is, like the postal court or something crazy like that, which of course has no authority necessarily.
Don't you dare give me and don't you dare tell me what to do. I am a man and no man can tell me what to do. I am a free man. Listen,
no,
I don't
not.
abide by your rules, guys. I don't abide by your rules.
We're notifying you that we're placing you under arrest.
I'm telling you I'm not tired. I'm telling you I am not under arrest. I am not under arrest. I'm telling you now I'm not under arrest. I'm not resisting anyways. I'm telling you I'm not under arrest. You better not break my property.
What part of this does the police officer not understand? He just told him he's not under arrest. I mean, that should be the end of the stop right there.
This is my private property. I will hold you liable. I will hold you liable. I am a man. I'm charging you right now, by the way. I'm going to take you, listen, I'm going to take you to common law court. I'm going to take you to court,
Go
buddy.
for it.
Please don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you. Hey, I'm talking.
Oh no! Dude's motherfucking regathering his energy from a fucking what is that, a Nutri-Grain bar? Like a fucking Fig Newton?
Please don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you. Hey, I'm talking.
I love that scene where he's like, don't you walk away from me. I'm talking to you. Hey! And then it immediately cuts to him just taking a break and biting out of a fucking Nutri-Grain bar or some shit like that. Like a fucking Fig Newton. Like a goddamn fucking... like a fucking cereal bar. He's fucking consoling himself now, as a little baby a little baby man. He's a little baby man right now, coddling himself on his fucking treat because the officer walked away from him. That's such a great cut to. It's the best.
I'm charging you right now, by the way. I'm gonna take you. Listen.
I'm
gonna take you to common law court. I'm gonna take you to court, buddy. Please don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you. Hey, I'm talking.
Console. He's just consoling himself.
He's got a really bad like nature bar. You know those horrible ones you get from the grocery
Yeah,
store.
nature
They taste
bars.
awful. He's trying to self-soothe with that. It's just everything about that is this is horrible.
What's your name?
Stefanski.
What's your first name?
This little baby man.
Greg?
Dude, have a fucking juice box and take a nap.
Why? Like the double race.
Ray Stefanski. Ray Stefanski. Ray, I'm a man. I just want you to know any damage you cause to my property.
Can't hear you.
I said I want you to know I'm a man. I'm not a citizen. Any damage you cause to my property, I'm going to sue you, and I will get paid by you. Okay? You're acting as a man right now.
No.
I don't fall under your little
No.
rules. Your little,
I'm acting underneath the color of the law.
exactly right. You're not acting under law though.
Yes, I am.
No, it's color of law. It's not the law. There's a difference between legal and lawful. Right now, you think you're doing what's lawful. You might be doing what's legal, but it's absolutely not lawful. You cannot damage another man's property. You cannot give another.
Yes, it is incomprehensible that they believe this. We just did this one yesterday where they sort of give their beliefs. They always start in with the legal lawful distinction, and I don't even know what their made up distinction is. I don't. To this day, I've seen 100.
That's their whole logic. Imagine Elise. Thank you so much for coming, Elise. I love you. Elise is like, what is it that's supposed to mean? I'm a man and not a citizen. That's their whole angle. Their whole angle is I'm above the government. I don't have to abide by anything the government says. I'm just a man here existing. I'm not a citizen. I don't agree to being a citizen of the United States or this, that, and the other. And then they just kind of like go on common law ideology, which is just so, it's so antiquated and just out of date that it doesn't apply to things anymore because individual states can enforce their own laws about driving, and it's pretty much across the board over the United States. You do have to have a valid license, you do have to have a valid registration, and you have to have car insurance.
People say it, but I don't know what their claim is that the difference is.
Other man in order without consequences to it. We do not live in a slavery system. There's no slavery. It's been outlawed. It's been outruled. I'm not a slave.
Hyperion frequency. Hyperion Lee says like they should be taking in terms of being a monad, but claiming to be a man is in line with materialism and Christianity. Yeah, totally. No, because a lot of these are really Christian based. These sovereign citizens, they're like, God created this earth, God created me, and I don't abide by the government, I don't listen to the government, the only one I listen to is God. That's where they kind of go with this. Imagine if we could actually put this out there like as a monad. Like I'm literally a monad existing in the holos. Oh my god. I'm a monad existing in the holos, and I'm not driving, I'm traveling. No, let's not go there, please. Let's not do that. I mean, but it's kind of like that idea. Like, if you're going to go there, like, let's talk about being monads in the holos instead of talking about man being on land. Yeah, so Lee says, as minds, absolutely, we're outside of the social conditionings and laws, but as an avatar, we are subject to the environment we exist in. And unfortunately, the environment we exist in has laws and regulations. My problem isn't with, the basic concept that these sovereign citizens has. My problem is that they're wasting the time of people during regular-ass traffic stops. Cops don't want to listen to this. They don't give a shit. Talk to the judge. Unfortunately, it's a time waster.
Yours, you can't tell me what to.
They're Karens. They're just extra Karens. It's like, let me speak to your government. instead of let me speak to your manager. Let me speak to your government.
To do. I'm not part of traffic. I'm not part of any of your rules, okay? So any damage you cause, I will sue you.
I got no money anyway, so.
I'm sorry. It's the modest things. When you're hitting somebody with a bad like like snack bar to emphasize your point that you're going to sue them, it's just too much. And thank you, Pamela. We got Florida in the house today. I don't know. That's awesome. You know I love Florida.
What's your name?
Detective Howard.
Howard, what's your first name, Mr. Howard?
Look at Detective fucking Howard on the scene. Fucking Detective fucking Oompa Loomp over here on the scene. Fucking Detective. Fucking all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put them together again. Detective fucking on the... Look at him. I'm on the spot. I'm Detective Blub.
First name.
Detective
Just so you know.
Detective Donald Howard. Have you been advised
Don
that
Detective
Howard, listen,
Donald Howard.
I'm going to be foiling that.
is a privilege and not a right?
First of all, the state of Florida is nothing more than
You've been
a
advised
corporation. First,
Dude, he just spouted, the detective just spouted out him the basic thing that you learn in driver's ed. The very first thing you learn in driver's ed is that driving is a privilege, not a right. Sorry. It is.
First of all, the state of Florida is nothing more than a corporation. Secondly, I'm not in the state of Florida. I'm on land.
Wait a minute. I'm not in a state. I'm on land. That's not gonna fly. You're in the state of Florida, honey.
Land that listen. I'm on land that I was born on. I do not understand anything you're saying. I was born on
Yeah, I know
this
you
land.
do.
I'm not in it. I'm not in the state of Florida.
You understand perfectly what's being said. You just got like this fucking like script that you're trying to follow along now, and watch them, like, they all disintegrate and degrade when their ideals are constantly pushed up against. Their fucking privilege is being put into question.
The state of Florida is a corporation. It can't speak and talk to me in any way, shape, or form. I am trying.
The state of Florida is a corporation. We would like to think that, but technically no. Was he born on this land yesterday? Yes, he was.
Traveling in my
Apparently.
private capacity in my private vessel. So therefore, I have a bunch of guys with guns around me. That's the only reson I'm here. You're putting gloves on like you're about to brutalize me and my family.
You're not afraid, dude. You're not afraid. Like no one's gonna fucking like murder you, okay? You don't fucking have to worry about that. You know why, dude? Because you got like a certain privilege that other people don't have. You don't have to fear for your life. So stop pretending that you do.
Trying to break my property, break my window. That's the only reason I'm here right now. I'm telling you guys, move. Let me proceed in my travels now.
Nope.
Look, the state of Florida is a corporation on a piece of paper.
No, it's
I'm
not.
in it. No, sir.
The states aren't corporations. Even I hate capitalism, and I know shit's corrupt, but like, states are not corporations.
I'm a man. I'm on it. I'm not in it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm charging you right now. Every second you take of my time, I'm charging you.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. Define corporation, because corporations can be defined as several things. Corporations can even be defined as a living entity. But the states are not corporations. I'm pretty fucking sure on that.
All right?
And perhaps a nap.
No, you're not going to...
That's fine. Here, fine. Maybe I'm wrong. Are states technically corporations? The U.S. Constitution is best understood as not a social contract, but as popularly issued corporate charter. The earliest American colonies were literal corporations of the crown and like all corporations, were ruled by limited governments established by their characters. From this, Americans derived their understanding of what a constitution is, the written charter of a sovereign that ordains and limits a government. The key federalist innovation was substitute the people for the king as the chartering sovereign. So this is... Oh, come on now. Okay, hold on. This effectively transferred the governance technology of the corporation to civil government, including the practice of a delegating authority via written character, charter amendment, and judicial review. Federalists used these corporation practices to frame a government that united seeming irreconcilabilities. What is that? A lot. What am I getting into? The irreconcilabilities were bitter opponents of the Treaty of Versailles. Oh. In the United States in 1919. Specifically, the term refers to about 12 to 18 United States senators, both Republicans and Democrats, who fought intensely to defeat the ratification of the treaty by the Senate in 1919. Interesting. A government energetic yet limited, Republican yet mixed, popular yet anti-populist, yielding a corporate solution to the problem of arbitrary rule. Leading founders considered this new government as a literal chartered corporation of the people. Yeah. Okay. So, like, if you, what, what, as a sovereign citizen, do you actually get? Michael Tremblay says the man is incorrectly using what he's trying to use. He has to be sovereign citizen for that to happen, which means you would have to have the proper paperwork. Because, like, according to this, like, is the government a corporation? Perhaps back in the day when we were still sort of influenced and ruled by the king in early settlement. So I feel like these people's arguments are just antiquated enough to like go back to colonialism, constitutionalism, things like that. Interesting. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Hold on, I have to pee again. And this time I will not accidentally close the stream. Thank you. I guess in a way, a state, it kind of acts as a corporation. I mean, a corporation could be considered an entity. This is something that I think I need a little bit more education in that I'm not quite sure about. But I feel like people who are coming out as sovereign citizens aren't really into it for the technicalities of it. They're just into it to evade certain policies and acquirements as other people should. Like, sovereign citizens, they really are extra Karens. Like, they're not really interested in preserving the concept of, like, a true sovereign citizen. They're just there to waste time. Because they don't want to do something. Like, every cop that they argue with, the cops are like, look, all we are is the delivery boy. We're the messenger boy, we're the delivery boy. You need to argue the shit in court. But when you boil down to technicalities, unfortunately, here's the thing about technicalities. Technicalities are not always moralistic, and they don't always make sense, but they are technicalities. I have to deal with this all the time as a farmer's market manager. I have to deal with technicalities of what can and can't go on at the farmer's market. Do I think a lot of them are fair? No. Are they technicalities? Yes. And I have to argue those technicalities all the time. So technicalities don't have to be fair. They don't have to be moralistic and for everybody, but they are there in place. And if you're going to argue against those technicalities for the sake of arguing against technicalities instead of actually fighting a real fight, then you've already lost. Then you're just a Karen. Then you're just complaining. Then you're just wasting time. There's plenty of space to fight this in court, in public, somewhere else besides with arguing with officers. And common law court is just, in this technicality, is silly. No one gives a shit about common law court.
Tell me what's going to happen. All I know is a man is right here with a gun trying to threaten to break my window out and wants to throw me in a cage.
Oh, stop it.
Because I don't have papers. I
don't
have your papers. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guns surrounding me right now.
I like the guy in the background who never talks in this video, but he gives him a good eye roll, and he just he just doesn't care about any of this stuff, nor should he. But he's a perfect nonverbal representation of what we're all thinking.
Now, I can't be charged. I'm not a battery or a credit card. You can't charge me. I'm a man. Oh. I'm grounded in the soil.
I'm not a battery. I'm not a credit card. You can't charge me. Yes, I can. I can charge you. I can charge you with not cooperating, and I can charge you for being a dick.
I came from the soil. I'm created in the image of God.
Dude, the privilege of this man. Like, shut up. Shut up.
You don't understand. I'm not one of your silly little citizens.
I'm not one of your silly little citizens.
I can't be...
No, you're a shitison. You're not a citizen. You're a shitison. You shit on everything.
Charge. It's impossible. I'm a man. I'm not a credit card. I'm not a battery. You're treating me like I'm some inanimate object. No, I am a man. I cannot be charged. It's impossible.
Yeah, you can.
I'm from the land. You guys are not. You're right now. You think you're not a man, but you are a man, and you will be. You will.
No, that's not what they're thinking at all.
Stop it, common law court.
And when you do, please make videos so we can laugh at it.
Cooperate with what? Tyranny? You're darn straight. I will not cooperate with tyranny. I will not do it. Absolutely.
That's blowing it
If I
over
refuse to
proportion.
cooperate with
Dude, you're having a simple traffic stop. Stop blowing it out of proportion.
tyranny, you're gonna do tyranny on me? Is that the rules that you think? It's not a lawful command. It might be a legal command, but it's not lawful. I have a free right to try.
It might not be a legal command, but it's not lawful, okay? See, here's the thing about these people that we're watching, Michael, is that these people are being pulled over for basic traffic reasons, like legitimate basic traffic stops. But instead of just taking the ticket and then taking the court date and then arguing your premise within the court, like they're just wasting people's time, and they're testing the officers, because if you are uncooperative to a certain point, police officers are obliged to taking bigger measures. So we should stop. What do you mean? Stop watching what? What do you mean? Stop watching what? Stop making what? What? I'm confused. Let Michael speak. Dead air. They get paid by clicks like I do? I'm getting paid so much, dude. Look at me. I'm rolling in the fucking money. Sorry. I'm trying to be nice. I just... Dude, if you think watching this fucking video is the ultimate way to support, like, what are we paying for? What are we paying for? What? You don't realize the channel so you're watching currently has thousands of different things the things that they could do, right? Yeah. I just... Do you even know? Do you even know how YouTube works? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What does these videos going viral... Okay, how much... What does this have? Oh my god, what does this have? How much does this video have? This guy has 120k subscribers. Okay, so 70,000 views. Dude, if you think this is viral, if you think this is a big video, if you think, like, your concept of YouTube earnings is so fucking limited, if you think that this is the end all and be all of supporting what? Supporting what? Police? Supporting what? This sovereign citizen is a fucking idiot. We're watching that. What the fuck does that have to do with videos go viral? Like what? Like what? And as like, and you, I love the comment about like earning clicks like I do. Like what clicks? What clicks? And what do clicks do? How powerful are clicks? I just... Oh my god. It reminds me of the fit I threw like back in the day. I remember I came across this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel like portrayed a lot of animals being pinned up against other animals. And like, for example, it was like it's like a Taiwanese channel or something out of the United States. And it's like pinning up a bullfrog against a Vietnamese centipede or something like that, or a large tarantula. And they just like, or they just pin bugs against bugs, but really it's like animal torture. And there's so many people in the comments like, stop watching it, and you won't like empower this. It's like, yeah, sure, stop watching it. They won't get as much views. People are gonna watch it anyways. Like, this is already done. Like, the stats are already there. The fact, like, complaining about me watching this does nothing for anything. It really doesn't. It just kind of just distracts from like what it is we're really talking about. What it is we're really talking about is dumbass sovereign citizens acting like they actually have an ideology that works, that's actually convincible, and they don't. They really don't. They're just extra Karens. They're made to waste time. And that's it. Sovereign citizens waste time. That end, my friend. I don't know if you're trying to be like stating a fact. No, you're not stating facts, dude. You're just going off on a tangent, and I forgive you. All right, let's continue.
Travel, but I'm not under your legal system. I have a free right to travel.
Oh, but you are. You are.
I'm under a lawful system. They're not lawful. Only God creates law. Law is absolute. Law can...
You see that Christian-based bullshit? You see that Christian-based bullshit? God creates law, and he only operates by the law of God. Sovereign citizens not only are extra Karens wasting time and resources, but they're also very Christian. They're very like, God made me. I am a man simply on this land. I'm a man on the land created by God. Only God creates laws, and you are not a man of God.
Not change. Listen.
That's interesting. Law cannot change. That would be news to all the legislatures in the country.
Yeah, law cannot change. Laws change all the time. Why do you think we're in a lot of shit right now? With like abortion laws and trans care laws and things like that.
No, listen, I want to give you a quick lesson. Law cannot change. The law doesn't change. Law is absolute. It comes with God. Legality is legislation. That can change with the wind, depending on who your city council is, who's making up the rules of the day and the time, which way the wind's blowing. What I'm talking about is absolute. I am a man. I am from this earth. I have a free right to travel without men with guns surrounding me. Listen, you're absolutely wrong. Listen.
Are you?
Listen. No, if you want to treat me as a gentleman, then you have to do what's right according to law, and you have to let me travel with my family. You have no business with men with guns surrounding me right now. You have no business whatsoever. You're trying to extort money from me is all you're trying to do. You're trying to punish me for not paying a tax listen, you get paid by the...
Here's the part where I feel somewhat sympathetic. Okay? When cops pull you over, give you a ticket, it's involving money. If you're poor, you're fucked. Okay? It really, like, laws and ways that they carry out enforcement of laws usually ends up in some sort of financial payback, to which I have to say, majority of laws are created to punish poor people. I remember I worked as a photographer for a very high-end, wealthy lady, and I went with her to a certain beach, and there was no parking, and she went ahead and parked illegally, and I'm like, you can't park here, and she's like, oh, it's okay, I'm just gonna get a $60 ticket, I'll just pay it, it's fine. And I'm like, holy shit, that must be nice. That must be nice. Meanwhile, I get ticketed for $280 for that registration problem I had. And not only am I having to pay registration, I'm having to pay $280 on top of it. I can't afford that, so I have to do their stupid payment plan, which costs me interest.
Same people you're saying I have to pay money to now. You're gonna take me and put me in a cage that's ran and managed and owned by the same people that write your check. Can't you see this is wrong? Can't you see that you're trying to extort money from me? You're telling me if I don't do what you guys say, if I don't have my papers, you're gonna throw me in a cage.
Yeah, I think you finally got it. That's how it works. If you don't comply with the law, then you suffer the consequences. And none of us consented to this. We were just born into a world that exists that way. Mm-hmm.
You're gonna treat me worse than an animal. That's what you're gonna do, though. That's what you're trying to do. When you say arrest, you're trying to say you're gonna throw me in a cage. I'm not tired. I don't need arrest.
Yeah, sir, you need to take a load off.
Listen, if you damage my private property, you're gonna be liable. The person that issues the order and the individual that does it, the man that issues the order and the man that does it, you're all gonna be liable. Anybody that's standing around witnessing it with a gun, keeping me from protecting my private property, you're going to be liable too. Listen, I know you think you've been taught that you have a right to do this in your training, but I'm telling you right
They don't think they've been taught. They have been taught, and it was correct.
now, you don't. Listen, I don't want this to come on you. God is serious when it comes to his man, his people. All right, I'm one of God's people. You can't...
God is serious when it comes to his man and his people. What if I, as another sovereign citizen, was to tell the other sovereign citizen that I am not a man of God? I am a monad, and your God has no laws on me, and I don't care what your God's laws are, because they don't pertain to me. I never agreed to that contract.
do this to his people. Listen, you're going to find porn on you. You're going to find all kinds of bad things from the Lord are going to happen to you. I don't want this to happen to you, man. Seriously, you need to do what's right according to the law.
Oh, he's looking out for us.
What law? Law of what?
It's so sweet. and he knows exactly what God's take is on everything, which is I mean, convenient. It really is.
Okay, I'm not out harming anybody. I'm not trying to take over your system.
Think about it, but
There's nothing to think about, sir. I can't cooperate with tyranny. Listen, you're going to put my life, my family's life in danger. You're going to break windows. You're a horrible man if you do that.
I can't be charged. I'm not a battery. Oh, you can be charged, all right. I don't know about you, but I think it's time for Sparky the Taser. Yeah, we never quite
Sparky
get there,
the Taser.
but I am thinking it.
Listen, you're a horrible man if you do that. The only right decision here is to let Mark travel with his family. That's the only right decision. People don't get it, man. They don't get it. They want to destroy private property. They say, I'm forcing them to destroy my private property. They've got guns. They're surrounding me. Look at these guns. I've got all these guns. I got these people. They abide under their legal system, which is fine. I don't want to take over their legal system. I want nothing to do with their legal system.
Yeah, you do. That's your whole point, is to tackle their legal system. That's your whole premise.
That's cute. He doesn't want to take over their legal system. He doesn't have the ability to do so, and he also doesn't get to opt out of it. I get it. It's frustrating, but that's the scenario for literally everybody on the planet who lives in an organized society. Perhaps if you go to Antarctica or something like that, you can just live on by your own laws. But any place else, you have a government over you. That's the way it is.
I'm not in the state of Florida like they think I am. It's hard to get them to understand. I am a man.
You are in the state of Florida.
I thought you already talked. Are you asking to talk some more? I am charging for this, just so you know. First of all,
I am charging you for this, just so you know. Even though he just previously said, I'm not a battery, I'm not a phone, I can't be charged. I'm charging you, though. For what? And how? How is he able to charge anybody for anything?
Oh, I don't even know what you mean when you say step out of the vehicle, because this
Yeah, you do. When somebody says step out of the vehicle, they mean step out of the fucking vehicle. What do you mean you don't know what that means?
is my private vessel. It's not operating, this is not operating as a vehicle right now. But I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying step out of the vehicle. This
Yeah, so step out of the vehicle.
is not operating as
I love that look. I absolutely love that look from the officer. He doesn't say anything, but it's so good.
a vehicle, if that's what you're talking about. This is my private vessel.
This is my private
This is my
vessel.
private property.
My private...
guys are too-
This is my private space. This is my private life. Does anybody know that, like, Oingo Boingo song? This is my private life. This is my private space. In my private time. In my private place.
Too anxious to break people's window and destroy lives. You guys are trying to extort money from me. I cannot cooperate with tyranny. I can't cooperate with tyranny, man. I can't do it.
So that's a no, you're not gonna...
I'm not, listen, I don't even understand what you're saying. I'm just telling you, I cannot cooperate with tyranny. I don't even understand what you're saying.
You do.
So you're not gonna step...
I'm not, listen, I don't even understand what you're saying.
No,
I
you
cannot
do.
cooperate with
You
tyranny.
understand. You're just
You
saying
guys are
that.
tyrannical bullies. You're trying to extort money from me. Don't give them
Well, yeah. Oh! Yes, they're trying to extort money from you, but... Yeah, this guy talks like he's been enjoying his private property from within his own garage with the engine running. Oh, they break the window. Here we go.
I'm just telling you, I cannot cooperate with tyranny. I don't even understand what you're
Break it.
saying.
Break it. Break the window. Break the window. Break
I'm not,
the
listen, I
window.
don't even understand
Break
what you're
the
saying. I
window.
cannot cooperate
Break
with
the
tyranny.
window.
You guys are
Break the window.
tyrannical
Break the
bullies.
window.
You're
Break
trying
the
to
window.
extort
Break
money
the
from
window.
me. Don't give
Do
them
it. Yes! Get out of the car, sir. Get your white privileged ass out of this car, sir.
Into the mouth. Nice.
Well, there you have it. I know it's made the rounds.
I wanted to see more than that, though. Okay, one more. One more citizen fail, and then we will, I think, wrap it up for the night.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Attorney Mike Grevin coming to you from Chicago as usual. And oh boy, I had a day, but I got this sent to me by... Who sent this to me?
No, sir. Well, tell me what happened. Had she struck you? Is this a woman or a man?
Female.
Did this woman struck you?
No.
Did this woman threaten you? Did this woman have a knife, a gun, any kind of a weapon? Just tell me whether she threatened you and whether or not she had a weapon. Just answer his question.
No.
Why did you pull her hair?
I put her here because she was calling out my name.
She was calling you
What?
a name?
Out of my name.
I'm sorry?
Out my name.
Calling out your name? What do people call us?
She
Cursed at him. So you thought that was a license to assault her?
Yes.
Are you on probation?
No.
Parole?
No, no,
Anybody
no.
forced you to plead guilty? No.
I want like traffic law stuff.
Hi, this is Attorney Mike Grevin coming to you from Chicago as usual. And today we're going to take a look at Sovereign Citizen Traffic Fail number 22.
That's a really good point, Mark. Like, Mark says, I'm curious to how many people on stream have access to a deck of tarot cards, because honestly, this is something I want to get into. And we haven't done our tarot card reading of the day. It's getting kind of late, so I don't know. Do you all want to do that? Should we do our tarot card reading? Should we do a tarot card reading? You want to do that? Cassidy says yes, please. Cassie says yes. Let's do it. Let me go to... Let's do our tarot card reading of the night and then close it up. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. And mind you, I've already shuffled everything today. All right. So let's talk. Hey, Crystal Mason. Good to see you. Our first card on the table is Dominion. Mind you, I'm working with the Thoth deck. And this is the Second of Wands. Okay, we got the Second of Wands here. Dominion. Secondly, the Eight of Trumps, which is adjustment. And then third, we have the Devil. But the Devil in this reading is actually upside down. So it's the Devil reversed. We have the Devil reversed. So we have Second of Wands, the Two of Wands. We have Eight of Trumps, which is adjustment. And then we have the Devil, which is in reverse. So let's go to the Wands. We go to the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, the power of energy that is born in the Ace, is given direction and a goal in the Two of Wands. Chokma, as the power of creation and energy, is the best possible surrounding for the flaming forces. The first manifestation following the pure idea, the beginning of transformation. Yet, the card is not talking of consideration, let alone any cares. It comes up strong and recklessly. A wonderful thing when guiding at one good goal or project. Nevertheless, one should take at least a bit of care that those wonderful powers won't crush anything to pieces. Drive of the card is courage, determination, and the will to conquer. The light of the card is power and creativity. The shadow of the card is destruction, shamelessness, revenge, and restlessness. So in the in the second card, we have the adjustment. The adjustment is a symbol for the balance of contrasts, complementing one another and also building up a room and time. She combines the high priestess and the magician. Both are connected. True, conscious action results from realization. Wisdom is based on action. The principle of activity completes itself with the passivity of inner reflection, the adjustment being the balance in between. Another common name of this trump is justice. The card tells one to be righteous in all aspects of our life, to ignore, suppress, or interfere, or prefer none if need be. Only when we have an objective view of all and accept them can we find inner balance and silence. Therefore, the adjustment stands for uncompromising honesty and objectivity, the realization of cause and effect, background and consequence. Oh, by the way, it wasn't Crowley who reversed trumps of 8th and the 11th, justice and strength. If you look at old historical decks, the justice has been the 8 ever since. So the drive of this card is will for knowledge, harmony between reality and instinct, and objectivity. The light of this card is balance, justice, fairness, always looking at both sides. The shadow of this card is self-righteousness. Lastly, we have the devil. But the devil in this instance is reversed that we have drawn tonight. Reducing the long story of the devil to its roots, there was an archangel called Lucifer, the Lightbringer, who said, "I'm born to be free. I don't serve." Later on, there was a despotic religion that annihilated everything else, destroyed age-old cultures and beliefs, and suppressed natural wisdom and science. Then, the world was provided with perverted rags like Dante's Divine Comedy, while everything scientific landed in the fire. But for all the evil, there was a perfect scapegoat, the devil. In the tree of life, the devil goes from consciousness and harmony to intellect and logic, against all dogma, never caring for rules, freely uncompromising and independent. There are no restrictions, no limitations, nothing is forbidden. The devil is aware of the darkness. He knows all the shadows and will go on researching even at a high price. In a positive aspect, the devil tells us to go ahead with whatever we want, even when the results won't be comfortable. Never forget that half of the great scientists in history ended up on the scaffold or were accused of heresy. Therefore, the negative aspect of the card can mean loneliness, misunderstanding, or that someone is outcast and damned. On the other hand, of course, it could mean that applying a little restriction here and there wouldn't have been the worst solution. By the way, I don't mean that you should see the devil as a person, or take the plain image of someone with horns and hooves seriously. The little paragraph above is just to help you see and use the powerful potential of the trump in its intended manner. Baudelaire once wrote that the devil's best trick was to convince us that he doesn't exist. It could certainly be said that the devil has done a good job when we recognize that there actually isn't one. The drive of this card is the freedom of spirit, independence of mind, anarchy of science. The light of this card is independence, willfulness, never accepting dogma, never bowing the head, non servum, I do not serve. The shadow of this card is darkness, loneliness, being misunderstood, and an outcast. This is amazing. Okay, so let me let me use the bathroom again, and then we're gonna talk about this and then close it up because this is really good. Mark, help me out with this, please. Mark, can you help me do that thing where you utilized the GP chat to make a good reading? So we have the Two of Wands. We have the Eight of Trumps, the adjustment card. We have the Devil in reverse. Well, let's see. The Two of Wands. Is it Trump's? Like, what the... It's the Eight of Trumps. And reversed Devil. Oops. I hope that helps. I think I'm Trump's. Is it Trump's? Like, I'm so confused. I'm like, is this coin? I don't know. Let me come back. Hold on. Is anybody else doing a 3-card spread in the house? Vince, I'm live streaming. My roommate's like, what? I'm like, I'm live streaming. What the fuck? Vince, do you got a 3-card spread? That's what I thought. So, anyways, yeah, is anybody else doing a spread right now? Because, like, I think it would be really cool if, like, people who actually have... Oh, that's cool. Okay, so Hyperion Frequency has a card spread. Prosperity, Masculine Intensification. Are you using tarot cards? Like, can you give us, like, the Trumps, the major arcana, or, like, the wands and the coin, or the discs and the things like that? Can you give us, like, a little bit more? We don't know what pack you Witch's Wisdom Oracle cards. Oracle cards are really great to pair with tarot cards. Do you have tarot cards? Can you draw from that, Lee? Do you have, like, there's oracle cards, and then there's, like, tarot cards. Yeah, if it's not too much trouble, we're just like, we just want to have some fun now. If it's not too much trouble, please, it would be totally cool. Anybody else that has tarot cards? And if you're watching the replay, you can go ahead, if you have tarot cards, you can comment in the comment section below and join in, and we'll definitely, like, visit this. So, yeah, this is my draw, is the Dominion Adjustment, the Devil Reversed, 2 of Wands, 8 of Trumps, the Devil Reversed. The Devil Reversed is really interesting to me, because that's not... I mean, the Devil Upside isn't exactly a negative card, but neither is the Reverse, so... This is such a cool site, though, by the way. It's like my favorite tarot card site. Anybody else in the chat that wants to draw cards, please do so. We'll wait. We'll wait for the witchcraft and witchery. What does this mean to me? Power, creativity, balance, justice, fairness, darkness, lonely. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so we got the Queen of Swords, the Empress, the Hanged Man. Cracks. Queen of Swords. So, the Queen of Swords represents the water in the air, thus supplying the qualities of emotion and sensitivity to the airy element, the ability to transfer and reflect, to form and create. As the mother of the air, she will have a strong dominance of intellect. The Queen of Swords can be very sensitive, perceptive, sharp-witted, and intelligent. On the dark side, she can turn cruel, malicious, narrow-minded, bigoted, or even deceitful, dangerous too, because of her charm and beauty. Being water and air, the Queen of Swords lacks the stability of the earth, as well as the will of fire, so she can lack practicality, steadiness, running the risk to live an idealistic land of her own outside of reality. Further, she is sensible to the inferences and disturbances from the outside, unable to protect herself against it. The drive of this card is independence, freedom of mind and soul. The light of this card is wisdom, imagination, self-confidence, perceptive and graceful. The shadow of this card is coldness, inaccessibility, cruel and deceitful. No, Cassie, but you can also, like, if anybody doesn't know, you can actually look up virtual tarot cards online. Oh my god, there's so many cards. The Empress. The Empress is the friendlier, more approachable aspect of the female archetype. She stands for maternity, love, and mercy. At the same time, she is a symbol for sexuality and emotion. She is pure feeling, absolutely unintellectual, but basically life. The Empress is the Great Mother, representing the beginning of all life. She is the power of nature, causing change, renewal, major plans. The Empress also stands for passion, a phase in which we cope life on an emotional and joyful basis, rather than on the thoughtful. So this could mean great satisfaction, but in an improper context, when actually more analysis is needed. The Empress can also stand for a improper context when actually more analysis is needed. The Empress can also stand for a reflective, emotional attitude, refusing to accept reality. That's interesting. It also could stand for a person who is greedy for joy and abundance when actually just more self-control is needed. The drive of this card is devotion and maternity, Mother Nature, creating something new in connection of both inside and outside. Light of this card is maternity, love, trust, fulfillment, the joy of a great abundance. Shadow is the greed and the envy and the jealousy and laziness. And yeah, it's true. If you have a deck of regular playing cards, they also translate to tarot cards. Oh my god, there's so many cards to read. Okay, I want to finish with the Hanging Man. Wait, I'm going to go back here. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is a symbol for the turning points in life, showing up a need to stop and assess the situation. We're hanging in the air until we find a new view of the things around us, a proper way to rearrange or restart. But the Hanged Man is a silent card. There's no pressing need for change. No big change is waltzing towards us. We can peacefully keep on hanging and complaining. The Hanged Man just shows that we're just hanging. Chillin', hanging. He requires a new point of view, and sometimes a lot of patience. In its positive aspect, the card shows the need for a time of consideration. The forced relaxation gives the opportunity to relax and reflect, to sort thoughts and ideas, and find a new way to cope with the situation. The drive of the card is devotion, acceptance of fate, and maturity. The light of the card is overcoming the ego, changing life, a new side of the world. The shadow of this card is a standstill, rejection, loss of perspective. So what do we think? Okay, so I see other people have also shared their cards. What do you think, my friends? How are we interpreting these things? Mark needs the first draw that turns up the Seven of Hearts, or the Seven of Cups. You know, there's the Star, that's one of my favorite cards. The next card that is my favorite from the Star is actually the Ace of Vessels, or like the Ace of Cups. The Star is my utmost favorite. So this is my favorite card in the entire world. The Star is the trump of hope and trust. For the sensitive understanding of cosmic coherence, the intuition that is everything is in balance and harmony. It is related to the adjustment. That we just drew. That's interesting. The cross sum of 17 is 8. But while the adjustment keeps the balance deliberately, the Star keeps it with feeling. The Star is also called the guiding light, and is taken as a symbol of deep realization that the chosen way is the right one, that the end of this way will be a good one, and that there is perfect harmony between the physical feeling and the physical doing. In a negative position, the Star can tell you when there is a mistake in the code, some error in our feeling, that the way we feel so sure about isn't quite right. This is what makes this trump so kind. Even in its most negative aspect, it just gives us a gentle warning. The drive of this card is the guiding light, living the moment, confidence in nature and life. The light of it is creative hopes, optimism, and trust. The shadow of it is destructive hopes and illusions. The Seven of Cups, amazing. Yeah, let's read the Ace of Cups. And then I want to read the Seven of Cups too. The Ace of Cups is my second favorite card. The Ace of Cups shows the way deep into our soul to detect beauty and trust. It stands for the sources of love, for growth, for growing feelings, the desire for a relationship, or the readiness to have a friend. Referring to the Kabbalah, The Ace of Cups is attached to Bria, the world of pure feeling and sensitive intention. It is the female counterpart of the Ace of Wands, representing the female element water as a sign for devotion and care. The card also tells that the beauty and the ugly are two poles belonging to each other. Without shadow, there is no light, and mud is needed to make lilies blossom. The drive of this card is the desire to melt in one another, sympathy, devotion, the beginning of a friendship or passion. The light of this card is emotional capacity, fertility, and productiveness. The shadow of this card is alteration, diffusion, irrational thinking, hysteria, and loneliness. And then I think the last one I'm going to do is Seven of Cups. Which Mark says is the one for me. Oh, come on. Alright, so my card for the day. And I've seen this one plenty, I feel like. I feel like this is an old friend. For some reason. When I look at this card, I'm like, this is an old friend. The Seven of Cups also talks of the human desire to experience the unknown. Whew, is that me ever? The subconscious, the wish to escape the plain old reality and find a better world somewhere in fantasy. That's true. But it shows clearly the dangers of such mind games when the dreaming turns a helpless runaway from life. The success is illusionary, just a deception or wishful thinking. In its best aspects, the Seven of Cups is a warning to recognize the delusion, the disguises, to get rid of the intoxicating feelings and face up the facts. Nietzsche is not only anarchy but creativity. So the realization of the bad can lead to something good when used with care. The drive of this card is delusion, desire, ecstasy, neutralized victory, illusionary success, lying error, promises unfilled, darkness, violence, selfish dissipation, deception in love and friendship, success, and often gained and follow-up. The light of this card is the realization of false promises and hapless hopes, sobering. The darkness, or the shadow of this card, is drunkenness of mind, getting lost in illusions, wrath, and vanity. I think this card is very spot on and hits the target, where I really put myself out there in the world and I try to go along with this idea that I'm trying to, make things better. Like, I'm trying to make the world better. Like, I'm trying to explore my subconscious and the unknown and trying to use that to an advantage of helping other people. However, it's just, I want to always think that, like, I'm making a huge difference, but I got to admit, like, I honestly don't know what kind of impact I'm having, and there's a really rational way in which I'm approaching, like, my channel and, like, what I do and, like, how I present my content. Like, I would love to think I'm saving the world, but I know that's not necessarily the case. So I think in a lot of ways where I have good intentions, I also think I happen to be naive. And sometimes, instead of just facing the fact that I'm naive, I think I kind of just hold on to that and perhaps maybe make a little bit of a main character syndrome for myself, where I think, like, oh, I'm saving somebody or something like that. But I'm trying to get past that part where this isn't just a YouTube channel and I truly just want to communicate ideas. And I feel like sometimes instead of getting lost in the sauce of like trying to pump the numbers and equate success with numbers instead of equating success with quality. I think that's what I need to do, is equate success with quality instead of numbers. So if that's a card for me, I think that really works. Hey Angela, good to see you. I gotta admit, like, doing stuff on YouTube is hard. Like, it is hard, especially when I'm like, I want to talk about important issues, but at the same time, it's like, is my channel really making a difference? Like, probably no. Most likely, mostly no. But I also can't, like, sit here and not saying anything, so I do feel like I'm kind of caught between this thing where it's like, the desire and the ecstasy and just like the illusionary success, but at the same time, you know, it's like I almost, on a shadow way, it's almost like I kind of I feel like I have to tap into some sort of, even if it's a very small level of vanity, I feel like I need to tap into that and at least believe in myself and kind of be full of myself a little bit, just so I can get in front of the fucking camera and sort of present these things. And these things that I present, I feel like, you know, when we go down deep dives and or stuff, or like when we do Friday night chat and we just kind of like talk about stuff, it's like I'm not necessarily trying to create a profound experience of change of mind for you, even though that's what I want deep down inside. But I'm just like, I'm thinking if I just keep doing this stuff, if I just keep talking about things, eventually, hopefully, we'll create a sort of community that, you know, is like-minded and thinks for the best for people. So it really is like a weird balance between like an illusionary success and like promises and things like that, and then just like getting a little lost in the vanity and like I don't know. It's something to think about. It's a weird shadow part to think about. Hyperion Frequency says, Jan, our community is growing and evolving. We are still in this together. I hope so. Exploring the Hollow says, doesn't it feel good to express your feelings on important information? That's why I started. I mean, I think I'm talking about important stuff. I mean, I feel like it's subjective to what's like the important thing to talk about. Because I know a lot of the stuff I talk about is a lot of media distraction and social war and stuff. But, you know, at the same time as like a trans person, like I can't help get caught up in this because I don't know, it's directly threatening my life. Pretty much. Let's just say this. When I'm on my deathbed, I would rather look back and see that I spent my life trying to say something than sitting down and saying nothing at all. Mark says, you are the Seven of Hearts for tonight, Jen, and maybe for a little while longer, but you're strong and you've shaken yourself awake to something new and valuable. The reading for you. Let me see. Defining woke with a physic AI. Let's take a step by step. You are an expert on tarot reading and Jungian psychology. Consider the full set of cards from the Thoth tarot deck, including their number and breakdown between major and minor arcana. and the statistical probabilities for a number from each arcanum, falling within a typical spread. Assume that I, your client, have drawn 3 cards while contemplating what it means to be woke. This is so beautiful, Mark. Thank you so much. This is perfect. AI says, yes, I understand you. As an AI language model, I have knowledge about tarot reading and Jungian psychology, and I can provide you with the information you need. The Thoth Tarot deck consists of 78 cards, which are divided into 2 main categories, Major Arcana and Minor Arcana. The Major Arcana consists of 22 cards, which are numbered from 0 to 21, while the Minor Arcana consists of 56 cards, which are divided into 4 suits, Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles, each containing 10 numbered cards and 4 court cards, Page, Knight, Queen, and King. The statistical probabilities for a number from each arcanum falling within a typical spread would depend on the specific spread used and the reader's interpretation. However, in a 3-card spread, it is common to draw 1 card from the Major Arcana and 2 cards from the Minor Arcana. As for your question about what it means to be woke, it is important to note that the interpretation of the tarot cards is subjective and depends on the reader's intuition and knowledge of the symbolism. While the cards can offer insight and guidance, it is ultimately up to you to interpret their meaning in the context of your question and personal situation. Prompt. Thank you. Please assign 2 random cards to a 3-card spread that already includes the 7 of Hearts because I, your client, a fleshy person... a fleshy person. A fleshy person. I, your client, a fleshy person, have physically drawn that card myself. So I am defining 1 card as though drawn from an actual physical deck and telling you what it is. You, the expert tarot reader, AI, are using algorithms to randomly select 2 cards and determine their order and meaning together. Do that now and provide the thread card reading with reference to the question without being woke. Or question about being woke. The AI says, okay, based on the information you provided, I will assign 2 random cards to complete the 3-card spread for your questioning about being woke. The additional cards are Ace of Swords and 2, the 10 of Swords. Ooh, double swords. Interesting. The 3-card spread with the 7 of Hearts, the Ace of Swords, and the 10 of Swords suggests the following interpretation. The 7 of Hearts, also known as 7 of Cups, represents the need to confront illusions and false perceptions in the context of your question about being woke. This card suggests that you may be facing a choice between many options presented to you by society. Interesting. Yes, when in terms of being woke, many options are being presented to me, and it may be difficult to discern which path is the true one. What is woke, what is not woke? We don't know. I'm trying to find that out. The Ace of Swords represents a new beginning, clarity, and intellectual power. It suggests that you have the ability to cut through the confusion and find the truth you are seeking. The sword represents the power of your mind, which can cut through the illusions, falsehoods, and the 7 of Hearts that the 7 of Hearts represents. Oh, this is so good. I'm so happy. This is so cool. The 10 of Swords represents the end of a cycle or a painful ending. It suggests that you may be experiencing a time of intense transformation or a period of darkness and despair. However, this card also represents a new beginning that can arise from the ashes of the old. Good old Phoenix logic there. Love it. Together, these cards suggest that in order to be woke, you need to confront the illusions and false perceptions that surround you. You have the intellectual power to cut through the confusion and find the truth. But this may involve a painful ending or transformation. Remember that every ending is also a new beginning, and the Ace of Swords suggests that you have the power to create a new and more authentic reality for yourself. I love this so much. This totally explains a lot of what I'm like thinking and feeling in terms of like tackling wokeness and like the path I'm trying to take as a Hyperion when I present the concept of wokeness before my audience. You know, I am a Hyperion and I always want to present the best sort of angle and view and take towards you all as like, you know, my viewers. But, you know, sometimes I think I get a little lost in the sauce and it gets a little confusing because, you know, there's so many things that I do and don't disagree with. And ultimately, I want to be a Hyperion that just displays the act of breaking through illusions and reality and challenging beliefs. And sometimes challenging those beliefs is going to be painful. I think there's going to be some things that I get wrong. I think I'm going to look back on some of my old videos in 10 years and think, oh, you silly kid. But I think that's just the kind of growing pains that we have to go through. Like, perhaps, like, I can't ever, like, sit here and proclaim that I'm perfect. Like, I'm not a perfect Hyperion. But I do the best I can with the stuff that I look through. I think that it just applies to me on like a whole huge level in different ways in every situation, whether I'm looking at trans issues, whether I'm looking at black issues, whether I'm looking at political issues, capitalism issues, these stupid sovereign citizen issues. Like every issue I try to look at, I try to do so from a perspective of breaking through the illusion. Sometimes I don't know what the illusion is, but I do the best I can. Mark says, you do this work because you are Hyperion, not for the status quo or money, or Hyperionism can't carry you. That you actually will grow more powerful now. You're getting it and getting it and getting it. Thank you. That I think that's a great like thing to be on. Like I'm getting it. Like I'm always striving to get it. Sometimes I don't get it, but I need to just keep going and get it, because I'll tell you what, growing up Mormon in my life, growing up in a way where reality was very confined and small and taught to me and fed to me in a certain way, and if I questioned outside of it, you know, it was considered evil and stuff like that. I always have this part of me that when I question and challenge reality, when I question something, there's a part of me that feels scared, frightened, like I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm saying. And that comes from like the part of me, I think, that grew up Mormon. And I was always told something is very true, and if you think it's not true, then that's the devil getting to you. I think that's kind of like still the sort of religious trauma syndrome like established in me. It's almost like it's like I still am working on self-trust issues. And the imposter syndrome, right? Because, like, you know, there's plenty of times where I get on here, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just trying to be reasonable as I possibly can. I ain't a perfect person. Self-trust is something that's really hard when you have religious trauma syndrome, because you're taught all your life to trust your church leaders and God. And when you take those two things away, it's very difficult to form a relationship with you and form a relationship with yourself to where you can trust yourself and guide yourself. And that's something that I'm going through while simultaneously trying to teach people that as well. I'm trying to learn how to trust reason while simultaneously trying to tell people to trust reason. I'm finding this shit out as I go. I am. I'm finding it as I go. Anyways, I think that's good for tonight. I think I would like to wrap it up. Grandma Dragon, good to see you again, says Jen. I just got back here, but I just got to say trusting ourselves is probably the hardest thing, especially when society and religion has beat it out of us, telling us that we were wrong. Correct. I think that's a really huge symptom of religious trauma syndrome, is the inability to trust in yourself and trust in your own judgment, because you were constantly taught that the judgment you should trust in is in a mystical, magical figure that doesn't actually exist. I've only been on 6 hours. What's another 6? I know. Someday I think I will do like 8-hour streams, but until then I'm working up to it. Someday I'm going to be streaming like 7 days a week. No, like someday I'm going to be streaming like 5 days a week, 6 days a week, like for 8 hours a day. One of these days. Anyways, thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody hanging out with me and all the super chats and things like that. And Mark, thank you so much for this is so cool. I love doing this. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Please enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow I'm going to enjoy Creator Clash, the boxing match. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, thank you so much. Let me say goodnight to everybody individually. To Cassie, to Mark, and Cassie, our moderators in the house, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Please leave a link to your own creative channels, whether it be your art channel or YouTube channel or anything. Cassidy, as I mentioned earlier, just launched a channel. It's called the Hyperion Lurker, so check out Hyperion Lurker. Good night, Mark. Good night, Cassidy. Good night, Cassidy. Good night, Grandma Dragon. Good night, Imaginista. Fachita. Exploring the Holos. Lee, thank you so much for coming tonight. And Maria, I know she was in here earlier. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Ribs. Eat ribs. Clean your house. Good night, everybody. I really appreciate you coming. I am feeling a little tired. I'm like, ugh. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care. Take care, everybody. Good night. Elise, thank you so much for coming. Good night. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night. Fachita, good night.
Thank you.